You already know what you need to do, not because someone hasn't told you, not because you lack time, intelligence, or resources. You know. And yet, you don't move. That hesitation is slowly eating you alive. Long before modern psychology existed, warriors in ancient Japan feared something more dangerous than swords or enemies. Not defeat, not pain. They feared mental decay, the quiet moment when awareness fades and discipline sleeps. It wasn't weakness that destroyed warriors, it was comfort. And today, the same force is working against you, the silent enemy of the skilled. This danger didn't strike beginners. It targeted those who had already achieved something, those who thought, "I've earned this. I'll get serious again later. I already proved myself." In old warrior teachings, this condition was described as the loss of vigilance, when sharpness dulls slowly, without warning. Not laziness, not rebellion, just small delays that feel reasonable, and that's what makes it lethal. Chapter 1. The First Fire. A boy named Taro grew up in a rural village surrounded by mountains. One morning, a traveling warrior stopped to drink water near the fields. Nothing dramatic happened, no fight, no speech, but the way the man stood, the way he moved, the stillness in his eyes, something clicked. That day, Taro decided he would dedicate his life to mastery. And unlike most people, he acted. Before sunrise, he trained. While others rested, he studied. While others played, he practiced movement, balance, breath. Years passed. At 15, he earned entry into a highly selective martial school, a place that accepted only a handful of students per generation. The training was relentless. Cold mornings, endless repetition, failure after failure. But Taro endured because his goal wasn't status. He wanted responsibility, leadership, clarity under pressure. At 18, he completed his training. During the ceremony, his teacher gave him his blades and said, "You have learned the techniques. Now the harder task begins, ruling yourself." Taro nodded, but he didn't truly hear it. Chapter 2. Comfort after victory. At first, discipline remained. Then small excuses appeared. "I'll train extra tomorrow. Today I've earned rest. I'm already capable." Nothing collapsed overnight. That's how the trap works. He still attended required drills, still looked competent, but the edge was gone. Months later, his unit was assigned to protect villages from raiders. Taro was given a simple role: guard one side of the formation, a role he had practiced hundreds of times. When the ambush began, it went smoothly, until 3 attackers broke away and rushed directly toward Taro's position. He reacted, but slower than before. Movements weren't sharp, judgment lagged. One enemy slipped past him. That attacker struck another warrior, a veteran who trusted Taro to hold the line. The mission succeeded, but one man didn't return. Chapter 3. The Mirror. Back at the training grounds, silence spoke louder than blame. Taro was summoned. He expected punishment. Instead, his teacher asked one question: "When did you stop sharpening yourself?" The teacher placed an old blade on the ground. Steel doesn't become useless by breaking. It becomes useless by neglect. Skill without vigilance rots. This was the truth Taro avoided. He hadn't failed due to ignorance. He failed because he delayed action once discipline became optional. Chapter 4. The Cut. The teacher introduced a concept practiced by elite warriors, a principle of decisive action, not motivation, not inspiration, but the removal of hesitation. The idea was simple. The moment you know what must be done, action must follow immediately. No debate, no internal negotiation, because delay is where fear grows. Warriors believed that between decision and movement, there should be no space, not even the width of a page. This wasn't recklessness. It was clarity. Chapter 5. Rebuilding through structure. Taro didn't promise to improve. He didn't talk, he acted. That same evening he trained alone, basics only, no shortcuts, no flair. Then he requested something unusual. He volunteered to clean the training hall every morning and night. Why? Because structure beats motivation, because responsibility creates presence, because discipline must exist even when desire disappears. Day after day he showed up, not excited, not inspired, consistent. Months later, a fellow warrior approached him and shared a defensive technique once taught by the fallen veteran. Honor his death by never repeating it. That moment transformed guilt into purpose. Chapter 6. Action without hesitation. When another mission came, Taro held his position flawlessly. No overthinking, no doubt, only movement. Years later, during tense political discussions, he noticed a strategic solution others missed. He spoke, not because it was safe, but because it was necessary. The conflict ended without bloodshed. His teacher later said, "A leader is not the one who knows the most. It is the one who acts when others hesitate." The question for you. You are not a warrior in ancient Japan, but you have your own battlefield. That task you delay, that conversation you avoid, that habit you keep postponing. You already know what to do. The problem was never knowledge. The problem is the gap between knowing and acting. Comfort lives in that gap. Regret grows there. So here's the challenge. When this video ends, don't plan, don't think, don't promise. Take one small action immediately. Because waiting is already a decision, and it's usually the wrong one. If this message resonated, subscribe for more stories and philosophies that turn awareness into action. And ask yourself, what will you do now? You already know, just move.